All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in NorCal Sports Network. And if you like baseball, you love that game tonight. And if you're a San Francisco Giants fan, you hated it. But give credit where credit is due. The Dodgers are definitely the better team. Yankees fumbled that thing away. Dodgers didn't quit. They kept chipping away. And Freddie Freeman, MVP, Dave Roberts, is all the blunders he's done in the postseason was fantastic in this postseason. He did a heck of a job, and you got to give him credit. The Yankees didn't deserve to win. They gave the game away, as Mark Graves just said. They literally gave the game away in the fifth inning. Gerrit Cole was pitching a no-hitter. Hernandez led off, I think, the fifth with a hit, and the floodgates opened up. The error by Judge, and then the error by Volpe on the throw to third, and then the mental error by Gerrit Cole not covering first base. Should have been a 5-0. Should have got out of that game, out of that inning. Ryan Lowe, embarrassing how much LA is better than San Francisco. Glad Farhan is gone. Absolutely. So much better. Yeah, Juan Soto will be a free agent tomorrow. And this Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, people are actually able to start signing free agent contracts. But this game was a great game. It got started great for the Yankees. Judge shows up, hits a 2-run blast in the bottom of the first, then Chisholm right after that, back-to-back homers. It's 3-0 Yankees. They had another run with a home run by Stanton later in the game. I think it was already 4-0, and then Stanton made it 5-0, or I got to look it up. It's been so long. Man, these games, what happened to the 2-hour and 30-minute games? These games, almost 4 hours. Did you notice that it's because of the ads? It's all the ads. Baseball actually, in between innings, there's probably an extra 1 minute with a couple of ads. So I think that's what's, but baseball's got to get their revenue, right? So I don't know if Lou will be joining us tonight or not. So it's, but a wild game. And, Dodgers were the class of baseball. And you know what? Walker Buehler, kind of a hero in this World Series. Should the Giants go after Walker Buehler? I think he's a free agent. It looks like he's back. Maybe that's what the Giants ought to do. Go get Walker Buehler and re-sign Blake Snell or get Corbin Burns. Walker Buehler looks like the Walker Buehler before his Tommy John. At least in game 3 and then the 9th inning. Yeah, the Yankees made a lot of mistakes, YouTube. The Dodgers did not. The Yankees made lots of mental mistakes. The Dodgers hustling, just doing all the right things, the little things, fundamentally sound. The Yankees looked like they didn't even belong on the stage. Unbelievable mistakes they made. Yeah, that's true, Don. But Buehler, when he's on, he makes you look foolish. The Yankees were so undisciplined, though. Yeah, I said the same thing, George. I think that's true. Giants should sign both Corbin Burns and Blake Snell. Let Major League Baseball that the Giants want to be big players too. Yeah, you got it. You're not going to be able to get the hitters, so you better go get the pitchers. Yeah, kitchen handy. I hear you. Just ignore them. Don't give them any. Can I make you guys feel better? You know what? I think the best way to feel is just when somebody gets, just ignore them. Or better yet, say, hey, congratulations, you guys were the best team, and let it go. And they want to keep, there's people out there that, their lives are put up in their sports teams. Look, guys, there's more to life than sports. I can tell you that. Sports is great. It's fun. Jake says, Dan, I feel miserable. Can you make you feel better tonight? Just put it into the energy of hoping that, the Giants will do something. I just kind of look at it this way. Dodgers spent money. They went out and wanted a championship, and they got it. And people can say, yeah, you paid for it, whatever. You still have to perform on the field, okay? And, I'm always a believer that competition makes things better. Imagine if we had one car maker, automaker. What kind of car would we get? One of this, one of that. Owners need to step up. They did it to the Warriors. Oh, that's not fair. They're spending all this much money. It's not fair. Well, Dan, is Corbin Burns agent Boris? I think it is, George. I have to look at that. Maybe one of you guys can look things up. I was running the chat here tonight by myself. My crew is all busy. Lou's flight got delayed. So he's was supposed to be at the airport or arrived in Vegas earlier. He's still waiting on his luggage at the airport. He just texted me. So he missed, poor guy missed the last 2 innings. So Eddie K, Dodger Danny is ecstatic. Nah, I'm not ecstatic at all. I don't let this stuff get to me, but look, the Dodgers, we've had a lot of fun at the Dodgers' expense for 35, 36 years, then not being able to win a real World Series championship since 1988. But they got one, and, we'll see. Maybe it'll take them another 35 years to get another. Let's hope. Boris is Burns' agent. Thanks, Mark. Yep. Lou says, guys, they came back 5-0 on the road. Need to give them credit. Absolutely. You give them credit. These guys they chipped away. Dave Roberts managed it like it was game 7 with his bullpen. And he said early in the game when they were down 5-0, he felt like they can just stay close, chip away. And, the Yankees choked. Aaron Judge dropping a routine fly ball, took his eye off of it, which was silly. I know what he was doing. I played center field. He took a look up at first base, the runner at first, to see if the runner maybe thought the ball was going to drop in. And Judge got to it quickly. And he wasn't, there was no need to look up, though. We bring in Los, the great Los. The Cubs. Los played some outfield. Los played center field, right?
Center field.
That's
Center field.
Los and I
70% of planet Earth is covered by water, and 30% is covered by lows. Was it Gary Matthews or a Gary Maddox line?
I think it was a Maddox line. Not positive, but I
that's a great line.
Played center field. I remember dropping a ball once in center field in an all-star game, and I was 15. It was we were playing some other city, Concord, and I came running in, got under it, but I was bouncing so hard because I ran full speed for so long. I got to the ball, didn't have to lunge, nothing, just right smack. It just popped right out because I was bouncing. Yep, hit right in there. And Judge tonight, he got it off the tip of his glove. If you watch the replay, I saw it first time. I go, oh, he looked up. And then when they showed the replay, he looked up to see where the runner was, took his eye off the ball, and the floodgates opened up. So
how were we taught to catch the ball in the outfield or in the infield for that matter? Fly balls, pop-ups. How are we always caught?
Two hands. Two hands.
How many outfielders do you see in professional baseball use two hands?
Oh, rarely.
Fundamentally, the difference in this World Series, because both rosters were stacked, the Dodgers are just fundamentally a better team. They hit the cutoff man.
Absolutely, and they make
cover
contact
first
at the plate.
They cover first base. They just do things, and we talk about the Japanese always being the most fundamentally country in the world. Maybe Korea would be up there as far as the World Baseball Classic goes. Who knows? For all the talk about Ohtani being the great power hitter and things that he is, who knows behind the scenes, like if he brought some fundamental things, some exercises or workout. I'm thinking of Mr. Baseball now and Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Who knows if Ohtani brought some good habits to the Dodgers fundamentally? Because remember, it wasn't that long ago when the Giants, with a lot less talented rosters, were beating the Dodgers because the Dodgers were creating a lot of errors and a lot of mental mistakes. And now they're not beating themselves anymore. So that might be an Ohtani effect.
Might be. Maybe Ohtani, yeah. I will tell you, you talk about catching a ball with two hands. One of the things that you do with two hands is you are concentrating so much more because that extra hand up there, you're not looking away. When you got one hand, your head, see if I'm like this, I can look over here. But if I'm over here, it's hard to look over there because it turns your neck and your shoulder more. But I can, it's so catching it with two hands was always the tool. Sometimes you got to make one-handed catches when you're on the run or but
obviously,
but,
you got to
we're talking
stretch out. You got to catch
two-hand catches when it's routine, can of corn. You're waiting and waiting. I don't know what Judge was actually thinking. And then Volpe on the play at shortstop in the hole, he's just got to fire it at the chest. And Chisholm, lack of experience, I want to go back and look at that because I wonder if Chisholm gave him a target.
Yeah.
Because Chisholm's not used to playing third. You got to get out there and put your glove out there and so that the fielder can see the target where to throw it. If he's just throwing to the bag, that's hard to do when you got a runner is coming in because it almost looked like he tried to. I think Chisholm might have been set up low. Chisholm needed to set up away from the runner a little bit toward left center, in my opinion, so that the throw, at an angle where he was, you got to get in. There was just the Yankees lacked really lots of fundamentals, little things.
And what's even scarier, what is even scarier about this Dodger World Series title is they didn't really have a lot of pitching. They're going to get Ohtani back next year. They could very well get Blake Snell next year. They could get Corbin Burns next year. I mean, they did not have a lot of starting pitching, and they just won the World Series. Legitimately. No Mickey Mouse, no 2020. Yep. Legitimately. They beat a really good team in the Yankees. So they're going to be even better if everybody stays healthy. Glass now, he got hurt. Jesus, they're and if they get Soto on top of it, I mean, when does it end? I mean, it's becoming a damn monopoly.
It's going to be tough to knock them off their perch. I can tell you that. They're not going to settle for just one like they got one. They know that the Giants won 3 in 5 years. You think that doesn't?
Oh, yes, they do.
You don't think that they're tired of hearing from the Giants fans? They want to show that, hey, look, how about 3 in 3 years? That's what their goal is.
They want to be a dynasty.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to look at, let me go back to the let me see if I can find the play-by-play of the game here, because there it is. Okay. In the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th, the Yankees had their chance. It was Rizzo's opened the in. No, let's see. Soto grounded out to first. 1 out. Judge then doubled to left. Chisholm walked. So now we've got first and second. And then Stanton, I think it might have been the first pitch, flies out to shallow right field. And did you notice Mookie Betts, when he made the catch, he threw a 1-hopper to third, and then where was Trinan? Backing up third base.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what about Judge on the play that there was the sacrifice fly to center field to put them ahead 7-6? I can't remember who was on second base, but he tagged and got to third. It looked like Judge didn't fire it in like he might be going to third. He kind of
lollygagged it.
He lollygagged his throw. Those are the little things. Judge has our cannon.
By the way, I just said that off the top of my head. Where the hell did the word lollygag come in, Dan?
Oh, who made that word? Lollygagging?
Yeah, is that just a sports related thing? Word?
Yeah, that's how I used to hear it.
It just
came. Lollygagging.
Yeah, it just came to me, and it's like, where did that originate? God, it's been around a long time, hasn't it? Lollygag.
Yeah. Oh, that was Edmund, Tommy Edmund, that tagged and went to third. Judge has got to come up firing. It's first and second. You're not going to advance the runner probably if you fire. I mean, he kind of, I don't know, but and then just a lot of little things that happen. But that 5th inning, going back over that 5th inning, that was crazy. Started out with a Hernandez single to right. Edmund is safe on Judge drop ball. That's 1 out. Should be. Next guy grounds into a fielder's choice. That would have been that, that might have been tough. That might have been tough to get the guy at second, but he probably would have got him at second. But let's say he didn't. Let's say he was safe. First and second, 1 out. Luck strikes out. That's out number 2. And then Ohtani strikes out. That's out number 3. You don't score. Then they get 2 outs, and then Betts reaches on that crazy single to first base, that spinning ball. And for some reason, Garrett Cole thought Rizzo had it all taken care of, right? But, John Smoltz, one of the best analysis out there in the game, he made a great point, Los. I don't know if you remember it. He said it was a stressful inning, and he worked super hard to get Ohtani and earlier Lux to strike out. And then the ground ball, he probably relaxes and says, I got out of it. And he wasn't thinking. Because he was up so many pitches, and to put all that energy into, striking out Lux and Ohtani, and then gets the easy routine grounder to first, but he didn't realize it had this crazy spin on it, this backspin, which made Rizzo not able to charge the ball. If without that spin, Rizzo charges it, scoops it up in one motion, and runs to first. But because of the spin, he can't charge it because he's not sure where it's going to go. Doesn't want to pull a Bill Buckner, right? Have it go down the right field line. So he waits back on it, thinking, I'll scoop it up and I'll just toss it over to Cole, and that's it. Inning over, 5-0. But then he's safe, and then who comes up? Freddie Freeman. And he knocks into Signal, and then Teoscar Hernandez. And I don't know, where the heck was Judge? Why was he in right center field for Teoscar? Why was he not playing at least straight away?
It's a good question.
I wish we could say, I mean, that was a catchable ball if he's playing straight away center. It wasn't like, I thought he was going to get to it when it was off the bat, because, and then I see he's playing, I don't know. To me,
was it when you had when you had the interview with Claudia with the Dodgers? When is Fernando's birthday? Is it tomorrow or is it today?
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Hey, you know what? Like I said, I'm not no Dodger fan, but you know, for Fernando's sake and all that good stuff, it's like, hey, best team won. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
best team won, and they're just gonna get better. The Giants have a long hill to climb to get near them. What's sick is the Padres had the best chance to knock the Dodgers off. They had them beat.
They had them.
They had them beat up 2-1. They were feeling themselves, and that's the inexperience of the Padres, because you don't celebrate when you're up 2-1 or 3-1. You celebrate when it's the final game and they're officially gone. And the Padres learned a very, 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 very valuable lesson. But they were the best team. Well, the Yankees were a damn good team too, but the Padres played them really, really well. And they had a chance to knock the Dodgers out, and they didn't. So
3:22 to go over in the Chase Center, San Francisco. Actually, 3:08 now to go. Warriors up 99-85. Guys, we're going to have that show coming up for you right after this show, right around 9:30, 9:45.
Dan, tell me if you were a starting pitcher in the big leagues, and I know how competitive you are, as am I. If you're a starting pitcher in the big leagues and Juan Soto stares at you
I'm drilling him. Drilling him
after every pitch, like just,
and then he does that shuffle on you. Oh, I'm coming up high and tight. I'm letting him know I'm here.
Like that look he gives after, I mean, not after the at bat, after each pitch.
Oh, he looks at you like he's staring you down,
like he wants to fight. Like, it's just a stare down. And I don't think I've seen a couple pitchers stare back, but like, I want to see a pitcher like step off the mound and throw the glove down.
Yeah.
Old school. Can you imagine Soto doing that to Bumgarner?
Or Drysdale?
Or Gibson?
Yeah, Gibson and Drysdale. Drysdale was a big dude.
If he did that to Gibson, Gibson would not throw the glove down and call him out. Gibson would go to home plate, take the bat from him, and probably start swinging on him. Like, you did not do that old school. I can't believe Soto gets away with that the way he does, man. Like, it's so obvious on every pitch. He is one hot dog. He backs it up. He's a great player, taking nothing away from him. But man, that is hilarious how
Kyle says, dude, I've been saying that for years now. Think if he did that to Mad Bum. Yeah.
I was waiting for Mad Bum and what's his name from the Dodgers? They almost got into it a few times.
Oh, Puig?
Yep, Yasiel Puig.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting because they're both big dudes.
Oh yeah. Who would be pretty wild.
Yeah, Soto's just that's very different that he does that.
Yeah. Hold on one sec here.
Whoever got that first shot in, Ryan, would win that one. Puig's a big dude. Bumgarner's big, like just he's naturally big, country strong, but like Puig is ripped. Puig might have the speed on him. He might get that shot in faster. Who knows? But baseball fights, they take a step toward them, but they kind of wait for people to come and get in between them, and then they talk a lot. But I mean, it's not like hockey. That's one thing I respect about hockey. People have
hockey
a problem.
fights is great.
Oh,
What I love about hockey fights
is
the gloves come off, the helmet, come on, and they get ready.
Yeah.
and the refs just like, okay, part of the game, we'll just let them go. They don't try and get in there and stop it at first. They let them go, and then they let them get their blows in, and then they break it up.
No. Can you imagine if they had that in baseball?
Instead
of all the players and teammates, coming together and getting in between Puig and Bumgarner, because they've been wanting to fight for probably 5-6 years. In fact, every year I think they got into some kind of thing one time or another. But can you imagine if they had hockey rules? Everybody backed off. The catcher didn't try to block the hitter, and the umpires didn't do anything, and they just let them go. 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and that's it. Hey, let men handle it. I'll tell you what, and you can relate to this, Dan, old school. Sometimes guys that you get into fights with as teenagers and kids, they become one of your best friends.
Yeah.
It sure as hell beats, having a gun or a knife. You just settle it with the hands. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Are we done? You pick them back up, and you're cool with each other. Yeah, I miss that. That. Just old, simple values. But yeah, that'd be interesting if that was in the game of baseball. It'll never happen.
Wow.
There's been some classic brawls though. Was it the Reds and the Cardinals got into one in the behind home plate, and they were up against the fence, and people were throwing. Like, that was a good baseball fight.
Yes.
And then the Braves had one. Who was that pitcher? That Bourbon or something? He kept throwing it at the Cardinals. Oh my God, they went at it. Or remember when the Dodgers and somebody went at it, and Matt Williams and Mark McGuire were holding each other? Two big dudes. There's been some good baseball brawls, man. Has there been a baseball brawl in a World Series? You're muted.
Not that I recall, but
I don't recall one.
Yeah. I'm texting our producer here for some information.
Okay.
Yeah,
but Aaron, you asked the question. I got the White Sox hat. I had to represent both sides, and we actually went to the Cubs game, so I had to represent and get a Cubs hat. You know how much we love Chicago, so
yeah.
Chicago. Oh, I'm ready to go back, man. To whoever wants to go back to Chicago, not in the next few months. I like it cold.
Yeah,
I'm loving it cold out here.
I'll definitely be going with you next time.
Oh, it's just phenomenal. Yeah, spring. We got to go out there. Definitely want to go back. It's a cool town. Yeah, Kyle, Will's brawl with Ozzie Smith is classic. That's what I mean. It's old school. It's just breaking up a double play, and they're slapping him around, and Ozzie tries to take a cheap shot from behind. And I'll always love Candy Maldonado for that. Always love him for coming to his.
Oh, absolutely. That was great.
To his teammates' defense. Came in with a wrestling elbow right to Ozzie's jaw. Loved it. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yes. So anyway.
So the Dodgers are probably going to tomorrow open up as the favorites for
definitely
series next year.
Definitely.
The Yankees would be second. Who right off the top? I know the World Series just ended, but who's 3, 4, and 5?
Phillies 3, Orioles 5 or 4. Cleveland 5. Yeah.
I would drop the Orioles down to like 7 or 8. They've just been so disappointing in the playoffs with the talent that they've had. They're just a regular season team until noted otherwise.
Yeah.
We'll see what the offseason brings, but like I said, the Padres were very close to beating this Dodger team. Very close. Don't
Oh,
be surprised.
Padres. That's right, Doc. I forgot about the Padres. Padres are going to be up there for sure.
Don't be surprised if the Padres like make a big move for a player or two.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
what would help put them over the top? Pitching or hitting? They got a pretty good
Padres.
lineup.
Wow, I think they need just a little bit more pitching.
They wouldn't make a run at Snell and getting him back, or did they? Or did they?
They could get Snell. They could get Snell.
Or did they burn bridges with Snell?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
San Diego should go after Corbin Burns.
Maybe.
He's a horse. 7 innings, 8 innings. Yeah. It will be interesting, but baseball is done, and we're off to Warriors basketball and 49ers football.
Yes.
Won't have to talk about baseball for 5 or 6 months until me and Dan go to a fall league game. Hopefully, it's been talked about, and maybe we'll come in and report about what we saw. It's not going to be about Eldridge though, since Buster Posey listened to Will Clark's advice and sent him home and let him rest.
The Giants are now tied for first, Don says. For the next 5 months.
Hey, the truth hurts, man. That is true. That is true.
Oh, man.
Got it to win it at Yankee Stadium. Oh, those Yankee fans.
I know.
Oh, man. The talk shows and the YouTube chats of Yankee baseball are going to be hot tonight. Blowing a 5.
That is going to be bad in New York.
Blowing a 5-0 lead. Flashbacks to the Giants blowing a 5-0 lead in the 2002 World Series, Dan. 5-0 in the 7th inning to the Angels.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's
with Garrett Cole on the mound.
And Cole was pitching great. All those runs, Los, were unearned. All of them were unearned.
Just because of a fundamental thing that you spent spring training doing.
Yeah.
And these players know this. Spring training just reminds you, and you go over the fundamentals. Like, I don't know if you're necessarily running these plays during the season. You're playing almost every day. How many practices do you get during a baseball season? You get it all out in spring training, all the fundamental stuff that you've known for years and years and years, going back to Little League, junior high, high school. You back up bases on throws. You cover first base on balls hit to the right. If you're at second base and the ball's hit to the right side, you advance to third base. Just fundamental stuff. If you're in the outfield, it's a gap shot, you go back up the outfielder in case he misses it. Just spring training is just a reminder of that for 6 weeks.
Right.
That's all it is. That's why I laugh at people that go crazy over spring training statistics. They're there to just get back into the baseball, swing of things and get the fundamentals down.
Yeah. Yeah, Lou, exactly. Mental and emotional error cost the Giants. Wow. Giants announcement coming soon. Who knows? I read an article today. I read an article today in the Athletic from Baggerly. The Giants may not even have a GM for the GM meetings are next week, November 4th through the 7th or something like that.
Who do you have your money on?
There's like 12 candidates.
Oh.
The guy I like is the guy you like, Tampa Bay, Carlos
Rodriguez.
What is it?
Rodriguez.
I like. Did you read his bio? I think he wrote a nice bio.
I read about him like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I brought him up because I didn't know nothing about him. But what did you studied him up a little bit? He's got a nice resume.
Yeah, I think he looked good. He looked really good to me. Yeah. So I think,
Tampa's been an organization that has just been able to get by and have successful competitive teams with a very low payroll. So if you can bring somebody that has that and can be successful, and now he goes to an organization that has triple the payroll and owners that will pay, he might make some good decisions. It'll take a little while. But yeah, I think our drafts would definitely be a lot better. I know he will bring scouts back to the Giants, which is something I've talked about for a couple of years. Bring good scouts back to the Giants, build through the draft, and supplement through free agency.
Yeah, let me do this here. What I want to get, hold on here. Let me get a phone call here. 1 second while I make a phone call and bring in a special guest.
Farhan wasn't from Tampa. Farhan was from the A's, and then he went to the Dodgers. I don't believe Farhan was in Tampa.
Hold on 1 sec.
I could be wrong there, Jake, but I thought he was just with the A's and the Dodgers. Huh? Maybe I'm wrong. But just because he was in Tampa doesn't mean we don't bring in somebody else from Tampa. Look up Carlos Rodriguez, the assistant GM. Look at his resume. He's not an analytical guy necessarily like Farhan is. So we can't blackball any executives from Tampa because Farhan was from Tampa. That would be incorrect. They're two totally different people. Look up Carlos Rodriguez and look up his resume, what he's done, and then come back on the show maybe in a few days and say maybe he could be the one. There's a lot of candidates.
Okay. Almost had Ned Coletti join us, but he told me to call him, but he's a little busy because he's driving and he's just trying to get on the freeway and he's got all kinds of shows calling him. So I told him we were ending soon. So
okay,
we're not going to, because we got Warriors we're going to be doing here coming up. By the way, the Golden State Warriors, that game is final. They win by 15, 104-89. They're 4-1 on the young season, 2-1 at home. Joe Schmo, $1.90 says, F the Dodgers. Hope next season can be better. Yeah, our producer has been running. We were going to try and get a poll in here. Just by, we may not be able to do the official poll, but let me get a show of people in the chat. Do the Dodgers repeat next year? Yes or no? Just give us a yes or no. Do the Dodgers repeat as World Series champs? Who's the last World Series champs to repeat? Toronto? 90, 91, 92? I think it is.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure it's Toronto. Jake says F no. Now, I want you guys to vote with your head, not your hearts.
I say yes.
I say yes too. Ohtani's going to be back as a pitcher now. Jake says you.
I got you, Lou. Hit me up. Yeah.
Hey, Lou, they're 4-1, baby. 4-1. We're going to have you on. We're going to bring you on into the post game for the Warriors.
What did Mr. Lindy Waters do tonight?
Lindy did not do much, but he did play a lot of minutes. He played 30 minutes, 1 for 5 from the field, 3-pointer, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and only 3 points. But I don't know if I can find his plus minus on here. I might have to look at it. Kuminga, 27 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 12 from the field. Buddy Hield, 21, was the leading scorer. A balanced attack. Nobody really scored a ton. 15 for TJD, 14 for Draymond. Pods played the most minutes, 38.
Wow.
Gary Payton, 2 nights in a row. Last night, 8 minutes. Tonight, 7 minutes. So
nobody in our Warrior preview show had Buddy Hield as the second leading scorer behind Steph.
I thought about him, and I didn't think he would, but I like Buddy Hield. What I see of him, I really do. To me,
I'll tell you, they're just guys that are talented in whatever sport they may be, and they've just been on bad teams and maybe not the best coaching and not a great supporting cast around them. And you put somebody like Hield in the Warriors with the offense where they can spread it out, and now he has room to shoot. I would love to be at a practice and see him and Curry shoot against each other, because let me tell you, Hield may win a lot of those battles. His shoot is very, very fluid. It would be interesting. Steph will probably get him, but it wouldn't be a landslide, that's for sure. Hield can shoot.
Hey guys, we're 40 minutes into the show. I want to thank our sponsor, Chapman Law Group. Make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call for any legal matters that you might have. They're in Marin. They service all of the Bay Area. Give our friends, a call at 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group. They'll help you with any legal needs. And if it's something that they don't specialize in, they'll refer you to somebody they know. So Chapman Law Group, friends of the show, give them a call. They will not disappoint. With runners in, hey, when you need a clutch performance, this Chapman will come through for you. Okay. All right. Don't mistake them with the Matt Chapman. So we'll see how this team, the Giants, bounces back next year. They're not in the same league as the Dodgers. You look at the Dodgers, the way I don't even think the Dodgers, that game's close tonight if Ohtani's healthy. You could tell Ohtani was not himself.
No.
He at one point he swung and you could see him grab that left shoulder, just kind of, I don't know what
Bergman.
Did Tatis ever have surgery for his shoulder, guys?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Does anybody know? Because it was a couple years ago when he kept, the subluxation. Let me look if Fernando Tatis ever had Fernando Tatis surgery on, let's see. I don't know if he had any. Okay, he did. Torn labrum. Fernando Tatis underwent successful surgery to repair the labrum in his left shoulder. This was back in September of 22. The team expects Tatis to be fully healthy when he's eligible to return from his suspension. Okay, so maybe there's an issue there. I don't know but if there's any kind of borderline tear or labrum or anything with Ohtani that says rest may or may not heal it, but surgery will, I'd get the surgery. Yeah, he got suspended, and then he wasn't eligible to come off the suspended list till sometime in May, but he was ready.
You know who's gonna be all over Garrett Cole once a few days have passed, because you don't want to say nothing tonight or tomorrow or the next day.
Brandon Crawford?
Yep, his brother-in-law. He'll give him a few days just to let it settle in, but right around Saturday, Crawford's gonna shoot a text, or if they're together in person somewhere, and say, "Dude, what are you doing, man?" His brother-in-law.
Oh, about first base, covering first base?
Yep. Well, Brandon's, as fundamental and defensively sound as it can be.
I don't know if he'll. That one's gonna hurt, man. That's gonna sting. You're gonna have to live with that one for a long time. He covers first base. There's a game 6, and who knows what we see? We might see a. No, Cole's not a free agent. I don't think, is he? Didn't he sign for years?
I thought he re-signed.
I thought he had a long
He's not a
contract
free.
with the
He's
Yankees.
not.
I don't
He's
think
not
he's
a
a
free
free
agent.
agent.
No.
You know, we should take a look, and then we're gonna get to the Warriors show here. Let me see. MLB.
Oh, Jake says he has an opt out. Maybe.
Huh. Maybe he might want to if
Yeah,
he
but Jake also said that Farhan worked for Tampa, which I don't believe he did. Philip came in and said he did not work for Tampa, so there's a little bit of dispute.
Well, here's my
Maybe he was an intern for him. I don't know, but
okay. The top free agents that are listed. Number one, of course, is Soto. 2 is Burns. 3 is Snell. 4 is Alex Bregman. 5 is Max Fried. Okay, 6 is Santander, the Orioles. 7 is Pete Alonso. This is on Major League Baseball website. 8 is Willie Adames. They say potential fits: Blue Jays, Dodgers, Giants. Jack Flaherty is 9. 10 is Tanner Scott. 11, Cody Bellinger. Shane Bieber, 12. Christian Walker, he's getting old, 34. Evaldi. There's a guy that Nathan Evaldi, that's a guy that the Giants might maybe you go after a Burns and an Evaldi as a second starter, you know.
I really hope the Giants don't go after Willie Adames. He's the type of hitter that, you know, he had a good year this last year, but check his players card. Look at his stats like a couple of years ago. He was like a 200 hitter.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want, you know, low batting average. They're not going to be playing. He played in Milwaukee. It's a hitter's ballpark. You can't expect him to be able to pop 30 homers in this ballpark, but I will guarantee you his batting average will be like the rest of the lineup.
Right.
210, yep. 220, 230. Don't need players like that, especially if you have to give them $25 million to hit 220. No, yep. Pass. Don't
Any
do it,
catchers
Buster.
on this list that you would be interested in? I don't see anything. Maybe Travis d'Arnaud, but it's like you already got Murphy. You're paying Murphy, so you might as well just stick with him. First base. I don't know.
Hoskins, can you help out?
Hoskins is not on this list. Oh, yes, he is. He can't opt out. Okay.
Rowdy Tellez is interesting, but he's kind of a low batting average guy I was talking about.
You're probably trying to figure this out for a year or so, but, you know, maybe it's somebody that can turn into becoming a DH. Maybe you go after a Christian Walker and he becomes the DH when Eldridge is ready. You know, bring a little pop.
I'm looking for guys with good batting averages, Dan. Anybody out there?
Not on this list. Nope.
Whit Merrifield is interesting as a utility player.
He's kind of washed.
He's kind of washed.
Yeah,
he didn't have a good year with Philly.
No, he's washed. Gleyber Torres, second base. Maybe he's. Then you got your shortstops. They're going to probably go sign Hassan Kim, even though he'll miss half the season with an injury.
Hey, let's bring Paul DeJong back.
There we go. Brandon Crawford's on the list.
And Nick Ahmed. Let's bring all the ex-Giants back.
Third base, they're going to pass. There's nobody out there really. Your outfielders, you know, I'm ready to just play Matos. He doesn't strike out. Okay? Play Matos, play Ramos, and you got Jung-Hoo Lee. How about this, Los? Did you see the home runs tonight going to right center and right field?
Yep.
That is so short. How good would Elliot Ramos be in Yankee Stadium if he played 81 games there?
30 homers.
Easy.
He's got a natural swing to go that way, too.
Exactly. He's the dude that put it in the Cove. Gosh. Elliot Ramos in
Cody Bellinger.
Oh, man. You could Cody got me a center. Ooh, wow. In Yankee Stadium. I mean, your center fielders, nothing really there. I don't really want Bellinger at this point. I don't think he fits the park. Right fielders, it's Soto. They're not getting Soto.
Santander's interesting because he's a switch hitter. Again, not the best batting average, but legitimate power from both sides, and he can play first base. So he can play first base and a little outfield for you, and DH, of course.
Yeah.
Let's go back up on the pitchers. Yeah, right there behind Snell. I like
Kikuchi's good.
I like Kikuchi. He's filthy. He's going to cost something, but he's not going to cost what Snell will.
This is where the Giants should concentrate. If you want to hear my plan, Los,
just go all in on pitching.
Yep.
And a lot of lefties to combat the Dodgers.
Yep. Go get me Blake Snell. Go get Max Fried and pay the money, how everybody pays in hitting, and get me a third pitcher like Kikuchi, or go get Kikuchi, Snell, and a Peralta.
I can't say that last name without laughing. Kikuchi.
Or an Evaldi. Give me three guys. Give me three guys. And
is there a sleeper? Is there a sleeper on there?
Yeah.
Every year there's a sleeper like
right here. There's your sleeper.
No, you know what? I want to find a Seth Lugo type under the radar.
Walker Buehler looks like he's back.
Okay.
He was trashed.
He's a straight free agent, right? Oh yeah, take him away from the Dodgers.
Hey, I don't know. He was. I know that. Not to mix politics, but I know Walker Buehler is a Trump supporter because he was garbage this year.
Hey, I don't care who he supports, man. If he can go 7 innings, man, I'm all in. Could care less.
That went right over your head, Los.
It did.
And
I usually catch those. Wait, say it again?
I said, I know he's a Trump supporter because he was garbage this year.
God. Oh,
have you seen Twitter with all the trash cans out there going wild? Pretty funny. Anyway, enough of that. Just
Luis Severino might be a sleeper. He's a good pitcher.
Plan, Los. Here's my plan. Go get 3 really good pitchers. And now you mix them in with
Birdsong.
You got Ray. Let's say you get 3 pitchers coming in, and you have Ray, and you got Birdsong, and you use Webb to go get you 2 young top 100 prospects that are hitters.
I like it.
That are ready to play, because you're not going to sign any free agent. I don't want a 32-year-old hitter that's going to not be around. Give me the pitchers and trade Webb, because he's got a great contract. He's young, and people will want him. And Aaron.
Fucking Aaron. That's why Chicago was fun, man.
Imagine
guys like Aaron making clown comments the whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
no,
man.
That's how you get going.
If you come with us to Chicago, though, we already agreed we're gonna sit down and watch Scarface together because we all love that movie.
All right.
Hey. Right, Aaron?
Yeah. All right. Let's hold on one sec. Cover for me, Los. I gotta take 1 sec.
All right. So yeah, for those of you somewhat new to the chat and don't see me as often as I usually come on, this is just a Chicago thing, not a Cubs fan. I got a White
George
Sox
says
fan
he won't trade Webb. All right, guys, it's 42 isn't old. All right.
Posey George is probably right there. I mean, it's a good idea because Webb is the one tradable commodity you had that could get some hitters. But I think Posey's got too much respect for Webb. I don't know. Maybe. He's got to separate. This is where Posey has to come in. I'll just leave it at this as my last point. Posey has got to understand he's not a player anymore. When he first got hired, I brought this up. He is an executive now. He's got to have that separation between, having affection and having a personal relationship with players and being able to trade them, cut them, whatever, trade them, do what you need to do to better the team. So I agree with you, George, but maybe Buster puts on his executive hat and does what's best for the organization. Let's see.
All right, guys. Hey, if you guys like basketball, this baseball is now officially over. We'll be here all off season when things break. We're not going to be doing it on a daily basis when there's not enough to cover. So what we'll do, guys, when the Giants have news to report or there's something that we feel is noteworthy or we get some special guest that we'll bring in, we've got a crew of professional guys that are, close to the game, close to the Giants. We'll bring some of those guys in and we'll have some off-season talk. We may even have some off-season players join us from the Giants. But we are going to switch right over right now to Golden State Warriors basketball. There's a link out there. It starts at 9:55. Make sure coming up in 1 minute. So make sure you join and hit the like and subscribe, please. Hit that like button and subscribe. Our numbers are growing. So we appreciate that. Make sure you come on back. Golden State Warriors postgame coming up on a new link in about 5 minutes or 1 minute. 1 minute. See you guys in 1 minute. Golden State Warriors. Take care, everybody.